Alright, hello everyone. How's everyone doing today? Welcome, welcome. Yes, it is indeed Friday, September 11th, 2015, and if you are an American, today unfortunately is a day of, solemn remembrance. I still remember back September 11th, 2001, when the Twin Towers, the World Trade Center, was attacked in New York City. And I've talked about this at length in the past, and quite honestly, it's now been a good 14 years, and even though, yes, we should take a moment to remember and never forget the people who we lost, I am of the mentality that, it might be time for us to maybe look forward and move on. So, very quickly here on the pre-stream, I would just like to say, rest in peace to those who lost their lives during the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Thank you to all the people who serve the United States of America in any way, shape, or form, whether it may be the armed forces, whether it may be as an emergency responder. And, even though our country may not be the safest place, even though we may be a controversial place, it is a place where many things are possible. Here I am making a living doing YouTube, and this is a very unique country where you can do stuff like this, and I'm happy to be here regardless of the fact that I may have many complaints about being here. I am happy to be here and, as they say, to be free. So it is what it is. I'm not going to dwell too much on it, but never forget those who we lost and move on positively, right? So anyway, now let's get to the subject at hand, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's gameplay stream. There's only one today. I indeed am Darkside Phil. And today we're going to be checking out Super Mario Maker. This, surprisingly enough, surprisingly enough, is one of the very few major Nintendo releases for late 2015. And, I know it might be surprising because, Nintendo usually has a couple heavy hitters that they kind of save for the end of the year. This year, not so much. We are going to have Star Fox coming out at the end of the year. In fact, I'm not sure if it has a definitive release date or not. I think it does, but I forgot to write it on my calendar here. But besides that, there's really not much else going on with Nintendo for the rest of 2015 besides Mario Maker. And I'm excited, and here's why. I've talked about this a few weeks now. When I was a small child, I liked to be creative. I liked to draw. I liked to make my own stories and comic books, and one of the few things that I liked to do regarding video games besides play them is I actually liked to draw my own Super Mario Brothers levels. Now, keep in mind, this was before the era of, say, Super Mario 3 and Super Mario World. We're talking the original Super Mario Brothers. I really liked the game a lot, and I would take these long pieces of paper, and I would actually draw out levels for custom things, impossible setups, a long string of piranha plants, or a conga line of, turtles, Koopas. Excuse me. And I love doing it. I thought that it was a lot of fun, but at the same time, it was a pipe dream, right? To be a game developer, to be able to design your own game levels and stuff like that was just kind of a flight of fancy, I believe they would call it, right? So, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, 2015, some 25, maybe even, more than that years since I was a little kid, and we are about to check out the Nintendo-sanctioned way to make your own Mario levels, and I'll be honest, did I look too much into this? No, but I did see the Nintendo press conference this year at E3. This game, when you buy it, you get a bunch of stuff with it. It actually came with a book of suggested levels with all kinds of things. It's got stuff on here, Mario, regular Mario, Mario 3, Super Mario World, Super Mario Wii U. It's got combinations. It actually shows you there's different the different motion arcs for certain characters in the game. So, for example, there's two kinds of fish. I believe they're called Cheep Cheep. One of it just goes kind of wiggles up and down a little bit as it moves slowly to the left. The other one moves backward and forward. And it's really cool to see all these designer sketches. There's actually hand-drawn sketches by freaking Miyamoto in here, which is pretty awesome. It really is a nice collector's item. It really is just a really awesome thing to have. And it actually has the original layouts of certain Mario levels and stuff in there with hand-drawn notes from Miyamoto. And now to be able to do it myself, right? To be able to jump into the game and for the first time ever create my own levels. And of course, the first thing that comes to mind is I want to be creative and I want to be sadistic, right? Let's make a level with all giant fucking enemies just to be a dick. Let's make a level with like a staircase at the end of the level that takes like 2 minutes to climb because it's so tall, but it's lined with Koopas. So you have to like be precision jumping over Koopas and shit. At the same time, I want to see, you know, what other creative stuff can you do, because now you've got the layouts for Super Mario Bros. 1, 3, World, and Wii U. So it's actually 4 different Super Mario Bros. Games that you can import content from and mix together, apparently. Now, there is an update I want to let everyone know before we get started. Supposedly, the way that this game is designed is that originally you were supposed to have to play it for 9 days, and after a course of 9 days of playing Super Mario Maker, it was supposed to unlock more and more content gradually, and at the end of 9 days you would have unlocked all of it. Well, apparently everyone complained, especially the people who reviewed the game early. They said, we think this is really stupid. Like, why do you have to wait 9 days to get all the content? If you've paid $60 for the game, why do you have to wait? You should just get it all. So apparently there's a day 1 patch for Super Mario Maker that as long as you're actively playing the game, you unlock all the content within around 2 hours. So they went from 9 days to 2 hours as a direct response to feedback from people who were playing the game early. And you know what? I have to kind of agree. I really do, because the thing is, if you're creative and you want to make a cool level, you want to have the tools at your disposal. You don't want to, well, I can only do this today. Maybe if I come back tomorrow, I'll have a new tool I can use. It's like, no. If you buy a level editor, you should have access to the level editor, you know? When I buy Adobe Photoshop, I get all the features of Photoshop. I don't have to use Photoshop for a week to use all the features. It's kind of silly. And I think what it is Nintendo, once again, being in the past. I hate to say it. It really does feel like Nintendo is living in the past, and they think that this is, you know, some kind of a, you know, it's a 1987 game where, you know, we want to extend the life of the game, and if everything was available and unlocked at launch, it would be a 2-hour-long game, so we have to extend it for, like, weeks on end. But, you know, Nintendo's always going to probably be in that silly mentality. It's so silly. I don't understand why they do that. Everyone else has moved past this time-locked kind of content. Nintendo still lives in 1986 for whatever reason. But apparently they listened directly to the feedback, and there's supposed to be a patch. Now, I'll be honest with everyone. I don't know if the patch applied or not, because I booted my Wii U, and my Wii U needed to be updated, so I updated it. And then I put the game in, and I even booted the game, and there was no patch. So I don't know if the Wii U updated the Wii U and gave me the patch automatically, or if it doesn't trigger until you actually get to a certain point in the game. Like, I didn't get to the editing part yet. There's an intro where you play, like, the first level of Super Mario Brothers, and that's where I was, and I was like, well, I don't want to spoil, so I'm going to stop doing this until I start, you know, streaming and recording. So I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if we're going to have to stop to get a patch, which would be really silly, but I'll be honest, that's what happened with last time I did a Wii U game. If you guys remember, Splatoon. I hadn't done anything on the Wii U in a while, and I entered Splatoon, and while I was in the game playing Splatoon, the console popped up and said, oh, you need to update the game and the console to play Splatoon online because there's a major update, but we didn't prompt you on, you know, on your console because the Wii U is an outdated piece of crap. Of course, it didn't say that, but that's essentially what it was telling me, that it can't auto-update from a menu. It needs to be inside the effing game to tell that it needs an update. That's ridiculously archaic. But, but anyway. I digress. I'm excited. We're going to be doing this for around 2.5 to 3 hours today. Mario Maker. If you like what you see, okay, let me know, and we will do another stream of this. Oh, look at that. Actually, this is easier to see the pre-stream message now. But anyway, we'll do another stream of it this coming week. Now, a few things. Some people have been creating Mario levels and have been asking me, you know, if I would like to play them, and the answer is absolutely. I would love to play levels that my viewers and fans have created. Even as sadistic as they could possibly be, I'd still like to check them out. And one viewer of mine actually on Twitter sent me a code to check out one level, and what I'm going to do is, after I create a couple levels of my own, I'm also going to be checking out levels that other people have created. I'm going to go into the online, I don't think it's the marketplace, the online whatever, and I'm going to see what people have uploaded, see if there's like ones that are positively upvoted, similar to what they did with Little Big Planet. Remember, Little Big Planet had this ongoing community of people creating levels, and I want to see what people can come up with. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully you enjoy the stream, and if you do, give me positive feedback, and I will play it more this week. You know, it's kind of an experiment. I've never really done a level creator game before, ever, right? Even with Little Big Planet, I never created my own levels. So this is going to be pretty interesting. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Alright, so let's get started. Without further ado, I don't want to delay too much, because we're already late because of all the setup issues that I always have with the Wii U. Let's get started with Super Mario Maker, everyone. Thanks for being here on the stream. I appreciate it, and let's begin. Cool.